into a real fight wasn't right. Where can she dream here?
Hey, howdy everyone. How's it going? It is Wednesday night, which means pACT. We have the Les Simpson Show, which is going to be happening this evening, talking more about Finmore. Matter of fact, this is a funny story. Les and I were just on speaking to each other and kind of lost track of time. And I look up and we got 2 seconds to go on air. And so I had to quickly brush him into the green room and tell him, hey, yeah, we got to start now. So, but anyway, so, you know, we got caught up in all the Fin credits that I've got going on. And you're going to learn more tonight about how you, Mr. and Mrs. Nonprofit, can benefit your own program by supporting members of the community and members of the business world, and how their business can benefit, and not only benefit them, but also benefit yourself. Hey, all, April is a month that is, we've been going back starting last month and talking about, you know, mission months. Like last month was awareness months, I guess is more like it. And we have Christy going to be joining us in the second hour, who has a wonderful app that is helping people, say, with Alzheimer's or autism. And so she's going to be joining us. We did talk to her a little bit last month, but I didn't get into it as much as I would like to. So we've got her to come back on, and she's going to be joining us in the second hour. But this month is the month for child abuse. And child abuse is there's just no way, there's no good way to put it. Child abuse is just horrific. And this is a little 5-minute video that we've put together about some numbers that I found. Hey everyone, it's Zach with Community Pay It Forward. Look, April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. I find this one to be one of those awareness months that makes no sense. Every month, every one of us should be on the lookout for children in our community. I've never kept much of a secret. I love my kids. Yours, not so much. But I truly believe every child should have a chance. Every child deserves a shot to create and live a very happy and fulfilling lifestyle that they are proud of. It is on us. It's our duty as adults to allow them to make this decision that impacts their lives. Help them by staying informed of the stories that you are aware of, highlighting the consequences and rewards. But the decisions should still be theirs. When we allow abuse, we not only allow damage now, but we allow damage that could change lives forever. This gets a little drawn out, but here's a look at numbers that will hopefully help you recognize and shock you into action. This is the danger that these children are in. In 2022, 4.276 million children were referred for maltreatment. These reports involved a shocking 7.5 million children. 89% of these victims were maltreated by one or both parents, and only 3.096 million received prevention or post-response services. This highlights the need for help. 1,990 children lost their lives to abuse in 2022. That's 5 children every single day. The highest rate of abuse is found among children under the age of 1. Tragically, 66.1% of all children fatalities were younger than 3. And 81.8% of these fatalities involved a parent. Of the children who died, 76.4% suffered from neglect, while 42.1% suffered from some other physical abuse along with neglect. 59% of children are falling victim to sex trafficking. Shockingly, 36 states report 1,084 unique victims of sex trafficking, with the majority, 87.3%, being female. Compounding this tragedy is the fact that 50% to 60% of maltreatment facilities are not even recorded on death certificates, underscoring hidden nature of this crisis. That means that most of these are not even being reported. Child abuse knows no bounds. We need to know our bounds. Together, let us stand together to unite and resolve and combat child abuse in all of its forms. Yes, April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. Let's heighten our awareness of children being abused out there. Below, you see the number to the Child Abuse Hotline, 1-800-843-5678, 1-800-843-5678. You'll also see another number that all of us are very, very accustomed to, 911. If you see a child that's in trouble, use those numbers. Let's no longer sit back. Let's no longer wait for someone else to take care of it. Let's do this. If we do nothing, we help no one. If you do nothing, you'll help no one. Let's make sure all of us are coming together to make a difference. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. Please, let's take care of each other. Love someone out there because someone out here loves you. Watch your kids. Watch your neighbors' kids. Let's protect our children. Thank you. So I came across those numbers the other today when I was looking at it, and it's astonishing to me that our numbers are like this. Okay. I'm going to be playing that video in which that isn't the video that I wanted to play, because I've got another video with all kinds of fancy doodads and stuff in it. But, hey, whatever. The guy that was in there apparently is ill or something, so he couldn't think straight. But bringing on now my buddy, he is one of our great family members and a great friend of mine, here to talk to us about how to support your nonprofit. And the nonprofit that you support tonight is Les Simpson with Finmore. How's it going, Les?
Doing great. How are you tonight?
Like I said, I don't know if I'm sick or not, but if I've just got allergies, boy, I'm telling you, these allergies are kicking my royal behind. So, had a great weekend and got home, and all of a sudden, got the sniffles, I guess. But excited about some of the stuff that we've got going on. And like I said before, I think it was kind of funny. You and I sitting here looking at my account, my Finmore account, and all the Fin bucks I've got in there, and waiting for this store to open, because I know I'm going to be able to get quite a bit of stuff here.
Yep. That's one of the things about getting in early is every time you use any of your credit cards, you're building Fin credits for when the store opens, probably in May. But right now it's open for travel. So anybody that wants to get a good travel deal, just membership is $50 and then $4.29 a month, and you can book travel. I know my wife and I, on 2 different occasions, have saved over $110. So it really does. The $50 is paid back pretty quick.
Well, and if you remember this trip that we took, we booked through the Finmore Travel.
Yep.
We were able to take and save a little bit of money when we went to go see our beautiful grandkids and family this last weekend. And it was great that we were able to benefit off just simply using Finmore rather than using just the Chase Bank card.
Yep.
We were able to use our Chase Bank card, but benefit through Finmore.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing great about this program is you get to use, you get a double benefit, all of the benefits from your credit cards, your flight miles and so forth. But then every dollar for dollar, every dollar that you spend on any credit card becomes also a credit for the Fin store. And we're going to have some mighty basic stuff and very unusual stuff, and stuff that people really want to go out and spend money so they can afford it.
Right. Yeah. And, I don't know. I don't think this is going to hurt anything. So I'm going to go on ahead and do this. But let me go on ahead and share with people what my what my screen looks like right here. And for folks in business, I mean, look at this. It's my Prime membership. I need this one to keep me from going absolutely bat crap crazy. But my domain, I got 47.96 Fin bucks. Adobe, which I use quite often, 2080 in Fin credits. Canva, I use to every day, $29.98. Audible, I am an avid book listener. Banner Health, Central Portfolio, Select Portfolio. Look at this right here. You know what that is? That's my mortgage. Over 1,000 Fin credits every month. That's going to go towards more things. Okay. So, I mean, this is just great. You see a couple purchases from Walmart, HBO Max, StreamYard. And we're on StreamYard right now. If it wasn't for StreamYard, we wouldn't be doing this show. But this just kind of shows some of the things that, as a business owner, I have to pay these, I pay these programs. Why not make a little bit of extra, get a little extra for paying my bills, right, Les?
Yep. And yeah, you could, since you're talking so much about that, and because the travel is already active, you could go ahead and put up the website, the Finmore website. But what I'm going to be talking about tonight, and that the whole website's supposed to be up in May. We made some enhancements to it. They're making more enhancements to it, so it was supposed to be up this month, but now it's going to be in May. At least that's what they're hoping on. But they've got a lot of enhancements, especially if you're in this for the business. You'll be able to get paid back a lot of ways. But what I'm going to show you tonight is you don't have to wait if you have a business or a nonprofit. What I'm going to do is share the screen here, and I've partnered with another company. And this doesn't cost anybody. If you want to help nonprofits, it'll cost you $20 a month. And so I'm going to share the screen here and show you how tonight, if you want to email me, you can sign up. First off, if you're a nonprofit, this is going to be huge. You'll be able to help any nonprofit get a lot of donations. And what I mean by that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And just to let everyone know, if you want to email Les, right here is his phone number, 303-579-6881, 303-579-6881, or Les at the number 3 waystobanking.com, Les at 3waystobanking.com. Those are the easiest ways to get a hold of Les. Now, I'm going to take Les and I off the screen, but you'll still be able to hear us. That way you can see the screen a little bit better. Les, I'm going to leave your email on the screen so people can see it, unless it starts to interfere with the picture.
Okay. All right. What I'm talking about is every nonprofit out there, you know businesses that support you. You know business that would like to support you if it didn't cost them any money. You know businesses down the street that would love to save money. And this is what this is all about. See, first off, we're going to save that business money. And it also goes for individuals, but we're mainly talking businesses. What we're talking about, for instance, is we saved this Papa John's $62,000 for 13 Papa John's stores. And if you were the nonprofit, you would get 5% of this, and that's from us when we save the company money, and we recommend that company gives another 5 or 10%. So that nonprofit could have got $6,000 just for referring this business. And every nonprofit out there would love to have 6,000 donations, but it doesn't stop there. You'll start thinking, oh, I know this laundry, I know this restaurant, I know this car dealership. They all can save money, and I'm going to get donations every time that they save money. Now, to explain that, all of these companies here, what we do is you don't change any services, none. Our experts call and negotiate with these companies and bring the price down. And to give you an idea, some of them here, Global Merchant Services, we saved $65,000. Our savings amount was $39,000. Now, just think, this is one company. Just think, if this company, your nonprofit, you referred them, then you're going to get about $5,000 in donations. How many companies do you know? And all those companies want the savings. Another one here, Comcast bundle. I don't know if they had many different locations or what. But anyway, they saved $18,000, and half of that comes back to us for doing all of the negotiations. So they saved $39,000. They got to keep the half of that, and again, we donate 5% of the total, and then we recommend the company donate another 5%, so you can get 10%. Here, again, every single company you know out there, nonprofits think they want to save this money, and they don't cost them anything now to donate to you because they didn't have this money to start with. And so that's what's really neat about this. This is the foundation of my new nonprofit funding program. Is first off, we save them money. And again, I can't reach all the nonprofits out there. You have them that I don't know about. If you sign up for $20, then you're going to get the same thing the nonprofit did in your pocket. And so it's a great incentive. And if you want to donate part of it back to the nonprofit, that's fine. Otherwise, that's money in your pocket. I don't know of any other situation where in the next 6 months you can put a few thousand in your pocket just by recommending talking to nonprofits and their supporters. So nonprofits, again, start making lists. All those companies, your sponsors and so forth, that want to save money, because you're going to get donations from it all. And everybody here that wants to help other nonprofits, again, it's $20 a month to be part of this. And so these are the bills that we lower. As you can see, all the different cell phones, telecom, TV, internet, and businesses have a lot of these. They're expensive. And can you think if, for instance, we have one on Finmore that's signing up and it has 10,000 employees. How many buildings is that? And so how much of these different things can a nonprofit save them? And then the nonprofit gets donations. So that will be the first level. The second level I'm going to show you on a PowerPoint. The second level won't be available probably till May. But this is the first level. It's available now. So you can save the companies all this money, and you can make money. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a nonprofit. If you know another company, but it's always nice to go through a nonprofit, give them a donation too. If you know a company that just wants to save money at Papa John's, and we save them money, you get money. But again, it's nice to put it through a nonprofit because then we donate 5% to them. So this is no risk guarantee. Again, that doesn't cost them a penny unless we find the money, negotiate the money, and then we get 50%, they get 50. And they pay the 50% over 1, 2, 6 months, a year, quarterly. It depends on how much it is. And so this is how simple it is. If you want to email me or text me and you're a nonprofit, then let's get together and start contacting those companies because they need you and you want the donations. First, I'm going to stop there. Any questions?
No, we haven't had any questions yet, Les. But look, I think this is it's a win-win situation. How would you not? Look, everyone's talking about everyone's talking about the economy. Everyone's talking about inflation and everything like that. And the truth is that inflation is usually caused by supply, demand, and everything else. If you're able to lower if you're able to lower a business's bills, well, that means prices are going to go lower, right?
That's for sure.
So, I mean, this gives you a chance to really actually do something to try to help businesses keep the prices lower and actually do something to lower, lower the inflation in your area instead of people just talking about doing something about it.
That's correct. And if there's no questions, the next thing I'm going to do is share the PowerPoint and show you what's going to be available for the second level for all these companies. Let me see. I got to go back to sharing here. Close that down. Back to sharing. Okay, let's see. It's got to be here somewhere.
Okay, and once again, you can get a hold of Les at 303-579-6881, 303-579-6881, or email him at Les, LES, at the number 3, threewaystobanking.com, Les at threewaystobanking.com.
Let's see.
And use his phone number for text messaging, calling. I know a lot of people don't have time for a full conversation. Well, text messages are just as convenient quite often.
I know it's here somewhere. It won't open up all the way. Let's see. I don't think that's it. Where is the PowerPoint?
Did you go under entire screen?
I did to start with, but there's only one thing on it. And that's a StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Let me try see if there's a PowerPoint here. No, not under Chrome tab. Let's see. It's got to be here somewhere. Huh. And window, usually it comes under window, but it usually says show entire, and there's none that shows that this time. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't, it only gives 5 under window.
I don't know. Once again, you can go to finmore.com right now, and you can look at what they've got going on up there. They are making changes to everything, but there is a little bit of an explanation. But of course, the best way to figure this out is talk to your Finmore professional, and that would be Les. And of course, anytime that you do anything with Les, remember, this also means that you're going to be able to do something to help others in the community. It's a way to go. All right, it looks like we've got it up and running here.
Let's see if it'll come up now, because it won't do the PowerPoints at there. I've already got it open, but let's see. Okay, good. Can you see it?
I can see your screen.
That's it.
So I see all of your PDFs and everything.
Okay, then you can't see what's open.
No, you might want to take and open the PowerPoint from there.
I did.
See what happens.
I did, and it won't.
Okay, so yeah, we've got the wrong thing open. We see everything with like Dr. Mark and Finmore card and
right. And I just closed that.
Right.
For some reason, the PowerPoint won't show tonight. Let's see. I'll try one more time. But yeah, for some reason, it won't show tonight. Try one more time here. Slides, that will that do it? Oh, no slides. Okay, that won't do it. Upload file. Share screen. Let's see. Share screen. Let's check this one more time. Huh. Window, one more time.
Would you like to maybe try to email me that slideshow and maybe I can
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, go on ahead and try to email it to me and see if I can get it to pop up there, and you can tell me when to switch it for you.
Okay, we can do that.
All right.
Let's see here.
Hey, while he's doing that, I want to make a couple announcements here real quick. We've got a couple people who have joined the program, joined the family. One of them being Kylie Whitaker from A Piece of Kylie. She makes these wonderful little bracelets right here. And these bracelets, you have a QR code on one side, but these bracelets are an amazing thing. You take your phone and you connect they connect to your like your link tree or your Popple or for my card. And now if anybody wants my business card, I just walk up to them. I say, hey, let me see your cell phone. I take and I put my bracelet behind it. And what happens is it pops up right on their phone. They're able to take and they're able to open it up and they get my phone. If they have an iPhone, which I happen to have one of those as well, you take and you scan the top of the phone. Believe it or not, this is the top of the phone. But you scan the top of the phone and it takes and it opens up right here. and it goes to my card. So we want to welcome Kylie Whitaker to the program. We've also joined with Hitch Corner, who is now a community pay it forward partner. Hitch Corner is here in Colorado, and they are your team to go to for hitches. Whether you are a person who wants to go out and tow your toys or tow professionally, Hitch Corner can help you do all that by making sure that you've got the correct hitches. I was able to meet Harold recently at an event, and wonderful person who is very passionate. And this is a business that he took over for his father and doing some wonderful things in Littleton, Colorado. Again, they have also joined the program, and anytime you make a purchase with them, you make a purchase for someone else.
I think did the email come in, Zach?
Let me check real quick, okay? Let's see here. All right. Come on. Did you send it to my Zach at Community Pay It Forward?
Yes.
Okay, it's not quite in yet.
Does it take a while?
A lot of times, yes, it does. Come on. Let me try. Shorter T's.
Actually, it's the community. Yeah. Pay it forward 941.
Oh, okay. That's that, yeah. All right. Here we go. There we go. Download it real quick. All right, let's share this tab instead. We will open it up, and you just tell me when to change it, my friend.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like we've only got 2 pages here, though.
Uh-oh. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Let's go back and try again. Something went wrong because it shows on my end a lot more.
Yeah, we got 2 beautiful pages, but there are only 2 of them.
Huh. All right. Let's see. New email. Back.
Yeah, page 2 of 2.
Okay, this time we'll browse computer. Bank. At the bottom. Profit. Here we go. Okay. Let's try that.
All right. You've got it sent through?
Yep. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger.
Right. So it might take just a minute to get here.
Yeah, one of the things I want people to think about is when you have saved company money, the way the foundation program here does, then you turn around, they'll always want to know what else can you do for me? And then that's when the nonprofit brings around this nonprofit funding and employee benefits program. And so this is a open the door one. Is it there?
Let's see.
Again, the same email. 9401.
Okay, and let me. Everything. Yeah, it's still developing. Yeah, it's still downloading, so it's going to take probably a minute.
But that's one of the things that, and to get into this part of the business is a one-time $199, and then you can really help nonprofits out with many thousands of dollars a month. Not one time, but many thousands of dollars a month.
And how much does it cost every month?
$4.95.
Okay.
The membership is $50 every year, and then $4.95. But to be part of the business is $199. Then you can sign up others, and then you'll see in the slides that actually I have the nonprofit set up a side business, which becomes their own sponsor, and with that is when they're able to make major money for the nonprofit and themselves. Not coming in yet?
No, it's unfortunately not coming in yet. This is a little concerning, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, this is still the one from earlier, I think. Yeah, that's only the 2-pager. Let me go on ahead and show this one, though, Les. I think this one actually shows the $199 that you were talking about.
Sure.
So, and while we're waiting, maybe you can share.
Yeah, what this is a summary.
Okay.
So that'll work. Except for you can't see it. Can you make it any bigger?
Yeah, unfortunately, this is about as big as it goes with for me.
Okay. Because what it does up here is it shows for the it says 4 benefits, but and this does not show the nonprofit part of it. It shows the membership. Because what happened is the nonprofit is now selling the membership to companies, and they provide it to their employees. And the 6 benefits actually of the membership is, first off, you're able to go to our e-commerce website, and on there buy things 30 to 50% off of daily items. Toilet paper, paper towels, baby items, all the different things that a young mother needs. Because the whole concept of Finmore is to help the people that are struggling financially to meet inflation. And so the young mother that is struggling, or the senior that can't buy a pair of Levi's unless they're 30 to 50% off, those are our real targets. Is the employees that the employer doesn't have money to give them a raise, but wants to help them afford life. And so anyway, this membership, first off, all the Fin credits allows the person to go on and buy travel and all these different things. The second thing it does is it allows did it come on?
Yeah, we got it now.
Oh, okay, good. So anyway, the Finmore there, and again, the whole concept of this is right now you're using all these credit cards, and they give you 1 to 5% on travel and the different things, but we're going to give you 100%. But you're not going to have to stop doing anything you are. Just continue it. Because every time you use your credit cards, it'll give you credits that you can use on ours. And so we're going to improve people's financial lifestyle. Okay, next slide. And this is for three people. First, nonprofits wanting funding, employers wanting to help their employees and also to help nonprofits, and businesses want to expand their client services because they can provide this also to their clients. Next slide. And for the nonprofit, as mentioned, we have them set up their own sponsor, and the nonprofit can't do this. The money can't come out of the nonprofit. It comes from the executive director, board members, and they set this side business up. And if it's one person, then it's $600. If it's the whole board, then $1,600. So basically, for $17.99, they have their own sponsor company that can make many thousands of funding for the nonprofit. And Carmen Booker is a retired nonprofit attorney that I'm working with that makes this special LLC. Next slide.
Yeah, and just to let everybody know, Carmen Booker is also a community pay it forward partner. So there's another way that you can support people who need help with two programs same time.
And again, once this happens, the board members, the staff, and the supporters need to get their brains together. Because, for instance, if they sign up a company, the data company, like for employees, which a lot of probably the board members know, and 10,000 employees, that nonprofit is going to get anywhere from $2 to $15 per employee per month. Do some math on that. Or a hotel group, we signed up with 10,000 employees. But you can also sign up like 3 restaurants, and that nonprofit can have $50, $70, $100,000 by the end of the year. Next slide. And again, this is what I was talking about, the 6 benefits of the annual membership. First off, being able to buy on the website. Second, being able to buy things that Fortune 500 companies have for their employees for 20 to 50% off. Telemedicine, health apps, dental discounts, pharmacy discounts, all that, and being able to improve your career with soft skills, which we'll get into. And also help your finances with an app that we have that traces all your finances. Next slide. Everybody asks us, how are we able to provide everything 30 to 50% off? We're part of the banking system. I don't know if you're aware of it, but last year banks made $3.1 billion just on your card swipe. Well, this is what we use to lower the cost. We do not have to make profit on the 30 to 50% off. Our profit comes from the swipes. Next slide. And so one thing we're going to have on our own is our own debit card from one of our many banks in the summertime. And every time you swipe it, you also get fin credits. Next slide. And right now, if you have a debit card, very few of them have any benefits. Some of them have a few. But now it'll have everything. And it'll be like any other debit card. You'll have a digital bank card. You'll have mobile banking. You'll have all of it. Next slide. And again, all cards, that's what we were talking about right now. When you sign up for $50 and you pay $4.95, all the cards in your wallet produces fin credits. Next slide. And this gentleman is the one that's behind it. He's the president of the National Bankers Association, been in banking 40 years. Next slide. And this lady here is the chairman of the board. She's been in banking for 30 years, and she's developed divisions of Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney. Next slide. This lady is the one that is in charge of the store itself. She helped build divisions of Estee Lauder, and she has what they call the $1 billion Rolodex. She can call any manufacturer anywhere in the world, and they'll take her call. Next slide. And again, it's $50 a year and $4.95 a month. That's all it takes to get in on all these benefits. And you can go to my website tonight, sign up, and the travel benefits are there. Next slide. And so there's many different areas there to benefit. Again, all your credit cards produce Fin credits, and Flourish, which I'm going to get into, we've already mentioned. Next slide. And again, it's all about Fin credits. Anytime you swipe a card, debit card, or anything, it produces Fin credits. $1 to 1 Fin credit. Next slide. And everybody asks what's going to be in the store. Everything you could possibly need. As you can see the list there, from pet supplies to daily beauty items. Next slide. In fact, these are all the names you know that have already signed the contracts to be with us, 30 to 50% off. Next slide. And there's just a couple examples of toilet paper and diapers. Next slide. And this is what the website will look like. Very nice, and navigating a little bit. Next slide. One of the things is this is developed by women for women, because women are usually 85% of the shoppers in the family. And we want to give them new items every week to come back with. Women know how to entice women to come back. And the reason you want them to do that is every time they buy something, they're going to tell their neighbor about it. Their neighbor is going to be able to join. And when they do, that nonprofit's going to get paid again. Next slide. And this just gives you an idea of some of the things that will be in the store. Next slide. And again, even women-owned businesses, a lot of women want to buy from their sisters. So we even have a women-owned business section. Next. And then we'll have Fin Flash sales. Next slide. What that means is we'll even have sales that are even 80% off. And again, if you bought these chairs, regular $150 for $30, how many of your neighbors are you going to tell about it? And every time they want to join, whenever they join, you get 500 Fin credits. So especially a soccer mom, if they have 10 ladies on their team, they'll have 5,000 Fin credits. Next slide. And again, Fin travel, that's one of the things we'll have. Go ahead, next slide. We'll have special areas that we have negotiated tremendously down, which we're going to show you that people can click on and go tomorrow if they want to. Don't have to wait. Next slide. And this, and as you can see, we're contracted with the hotels, the vacation rentals, all the different things. Next slide. And this gives you an idea. You can't see the numbers here, but like, for instance, this one at the top is 6,000 or 3,000, and you use 851 Fin credits, and you get for 1,237. Next slide. But this is a next slide. This is a big one. Like, for instance, in Cancun, all inclusive. Regular 6,000, you use 4,000 Fin credits, get it for 2,400. Next slide. And this just shows some examples compared to others on what their cost is. Next slide. And now that we've saved people hundreds of dollars, those employees hundreds of dollars on products and travel, now we're going to turn around on all their services they purchase. We're going to try to keep them out of the doctor's office. We're going to help them support dentistry. Pharmacy medications. This is for the employer that really wants to help their employee and show them they care. Next slide. And this is what we're talking about. Health and Wellness Academy, which I'm going to get into. Decision Maker. Next slide. And here's what we're talking about. First off, unlimited telemedicine. You'll no longer have to take time off work to find out to take your daughter to the urgent care. You'll be able to call 24 hours a day and have them talk to a doctor, especially on vacation or whatever. Your daughter gets up 12 o'clock at night and she's has a stomach ache. You'll be able to have a Zoom meeting with a doctor. All that for $24 a month for the entire family. Dental savings. Since the pandemic, 30% of the people are not seeing their dental regularly, which really messes up their health. Now they'll be able to 30 to 50% off. My free pharmacy program. Next slide. And this shows the different things, the essentials that'll be there. And for time's sake, I won't go through all this. And then we have advanced if they have dental and if they want pharmacy, and a vault where all their medical stuff is if they're out and for instance emergency, the ambulance needs to see it, you'll be able to show it to them. There'll be deals on your wrist or your necklace and they scan it, they'll have all your medical records if you go to the pharmacy. Next slide. And then, like I said, 42% savings on dental. Next slide. And there'll be 800 prescriptions. 85% of all the prescriptions are being sent now will be free. You can have a 3-month supply. You can go into a pharmacy and get it free. Next slide. And this gives you an idea just on diabetes. All that list there is free. And the reason for that, in case people don't know it, a subscription that they will pay for all this is the $90 a month for the entire family. And then you get all your prescriptions, basically 80% of them free. And the ones that don't, we have a whole bunch of services that will help you cut those costs. Next slide. And even over the counter, you'll be able to get at 25, 30% off. Next slide. And again, all this stuff is what the nonprofit can show businesses. If they sign up, then the nonprofit is going to get paid. And I'll show you that in a minute. And all, like for restaurants and so forth, would love to have their salespeople get free sales education, conflict resolution, and so forth. And they can provide all of this, the Flourish and so forth, for $50 a month. Next slide. And these are articles talking about why soft skills are so important. Next slide. And again, articles that soft skills are the thing of the future. AI is going to be replacing over 64 million jobs. That's what it says. But they never can replace soft skills. That's where we interact with each other. Next slide. And there will be 60 courses that your employee can take for $90 a month or $50 a month. And needless to say, the same thing. There's over 4 million subscribers to this. The cities, the counties, the major universities, all of them use this to train their employees. Now the small companies will be able to have it. Next slide. And this is the financial decision maker for people that are concerned about their finances. Will have artificial intelligence on an app that helps them manage their finances. Next slide. And then this showing for home and business. If you have a business, we have artificial intelligence. It'll be equivalent to a CFO. Next slide. And that's $20 a month. And again, to start this tonight, it's $50 a year and $4.95 a month to register all your credit cards. Next slide. And this shows the different bundles, which I won't go through again because of time constraint. Next slide. And this shows what the website will look, how easy it will be to use. Next slide. And it shows all the different programs, and you can, like for instance, look at it and see all the different things that you'll be able to look at for the different programs. Next slide. 4. Weight loss management programs. Next slide. And again, showing all the different programs that'll be there that people can choose from. Next slide. And continue. Next slide. And shows the breakdown of the different programs. Next slide. And wait, there's more. Next slide. This is where I have to say an income disclaimer, and I'll go through this quickly because of our time constraint. Finmore does not guarantee any level of earnings. Earnings are strictly based upon building your Finmore business and helping others do the same. All commissions are paid on commission qualified Finmore business offices and their Finmore members. Next slide. Next slide. But this is what will happen. First off, to become in this business is only $199 one time. Next slide. And what you'll get paid, first off, every month a person has the $4.95, you'll get 30 cents. Doesn't sound like much, but if you have the 10,000 employees, that's $3,000 a month just for them. And most employers will buy the $50 package for their employees. That's what that 10,000 employee is doing. So you get $5 a month for every one of those. And next slide. And when the debit cards come, which will be sometime this summer, you'll be getting average family spends $2,500 monthly. You'll be getting $5 for that. Again, this is the nonprofit. So if you average these up, pretty soon that's $15 per employee per month. Next slide. And again, when you take those numbers in and you start looking at this restaurants, and the data company, just to give you an idea on the restaurant, if 50 for a medium popular restaurant, if you have 50 people coming in a day, times 7, that's 350. If you have 1 out of 7, they're going to have a placard on their while people are having lunch. They look at this. Yeah, I'd love to have those kind of savings, so they buy it. And so over the week, we have 50 people buy. Well, 50 people buy times 15 a month. Needless to say, the restaurant's starting to make some money. And the nonprofit's going to make the same money the restaurant is. So very quickly, the restaurant is making $1,000 a week. And a month. And then the next month, another 1,000, another 1,000, and it grows. By the end of the year, they're making 50,000 a year. Next slide. And so again, the whole thing that you'll be showing. Now remember, you've already had this employer save all the money from the first program. So they really want to know what else you can do for them and their employees. And so now you sign them up for $199 and they provide all this to their employees, and the nonprofit gets paid monthly for all that. Next slide. Any questions?
We just had one, and they wanted to know businesses can get involved in this even if they don't, in which I don't know why they would want to do this, but even if there's not a nonprofit involved, they can still get involved in this, right?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Just go to my website if you want to put that up, the Finmore website, and sign up for the $199. There's Les Simpson at Finmore.com. Sign up for the $199, and then you can sign up other people. And there's a lot of different bonuses, but I didn't go through that. I just went through the residual income. And again, I don't want to take other people's time because we had so much problems. But and feel free to call me or email me, and we'll get you going. But again, especially if you have nonprofits now, $20 a month to help them out, folks, on this program. And so contact me, let's get them going, and they can help all those companies that want to help them, and they can advertise that they can help companies.
Right. And it's as simple as a phone call or a text message to 303-579-6881. Once again, that's 303-579-6881, or less at the number 3 ways to banking.com. LES at 3ways to banking.com. Not com. There we go, buddy. Well, we did have a little bit of problem getting the whole program put together, but you know what? We got it done, didn't we?
We sure did.
You know,
Hope
it's almost like
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's almost like we know what we're doing sometimes. So, but I appreciate it. Hey, Les, I hope you have a great month, and I look forward to the second Wednesday of next month when you'll be back. And hopefully we'll have some news about things opening up and more partners signing with you guys, and everything else that's going on in the Finmore world.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, sir. Everybody, that was Les Simpson, a wonderful, wonderful partner of ours. Once again, 303-579-6881, 303-579-6881. Les at 3waystobanking.com. Les at 3waystobanking.com. Okay, I'm going to try this again. Let's see if it's the correct video. Gosh, I hope so, because one, I say a bad word in, and I don't think you need to hear that. But April is Child Abuse Month, and then we're going to be bringing on Cindy Fisher. Cindy, if you can just bear with me, this is about a 5-minute video. If it's the right video. If I can get it to do anything. Hey everyone, it's Zach with Community Pay It Forward. Look, April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. I find this one to be one of those awareness months that makes no sense. Every month, every one of us should be on the lookout for children in our community. I've never kept much of a secret. I love my kids. Yours, not so much. But I truly believe every child should have a chance. Every child deserves a shot to create and live a very happy and fulfilling lifestyle that they are proud of. It is on us. It's our duty as adults to allow them to make this decision that impacts their lives. Help them by staying informed of the stories that you are aware of, highlighting the consequences and rewards. But the decisions should still be theirs. When we allow abuse, we not only allow damage now, but we allow damage that could change lives forever. This gets a little drawn out, but here's a look at numbers that will hopefully help you recognize and shock you into action. This is the danger that these children are in. In 2022, 4.276 million children were referred for maltreatment. These reports involved a shocking 7.5 million children. 89% of these victims were maltreated by one or both parents, and only 3.096 million received prevention or post-response services. This highlights the need for help. 1,990 children lost their lives to abuse in 2022. That's 5 children every single day. The highest rate of abuse is found among children under the age of 1. Tragically, 66.1% of all children fatalities were younger than 3. and 81.8% of these fatalities involved a parent. Of the children who died, 76.4% suffered from neglect, while 42.1% suffered from some other physical abuse along with neglect. 59% of children are falling victim to sex trafficking. Shockingly, 36 states report 1,084 unique victims of sex trafficking, with the majority, 87.3%, being female. Compounding this tragedy is the fact that 50% to 60% of maltreatment facilities are not even recorded on death certificates, underscoring hidden nature of this crisis. That means that most of these are not even being reported. Child abuse knows no bounds. We need to know our bounds. Together, let us stand together to unite and resolve and combat child abuse in all of its forms. Yes, April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. Let's heighten our awareness of children being abused out there. Below, you see the number to the Child Abuse Hotline, 1-800-843-5678, 1-800-843-5678. You'll also see another number that all of us are very, very accustomed to, 911. If you see a child that's in trouble, use those numbers. Let's no longer sit back. Let's no longer wait for someone else to take care of it. Let's do this. If we do nothing, we help no one. If you do nothing, you'll help no one. Let's make sure all of us are coming together to make a difference. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. Please, let's take care of each other. Love someone out there because someone out here loves you. Watch your kids. Watch your neighbors' kids. Let's protect our children. Thank you. Again, those numbers are just horrible. They really are. And they don't have to be. You don't have to tell a parent how to live. You don't have to tell a parent how to raise their kids. You don't have to do stuff like that, but you got to protect kids, man. Look, we all talk about how, not all of us, okay, but we always hear about how kids don't have a clue anymore, or kids don't do this, or kids don't do that. How often do we give them a chance? Let's give them a damn chance. Let's give them a chance to stand up on their own, do what they can do, and maybe they'll surprise us. So give them the tools and they can rule the world. We needed somebody to help us. Well, let's help them. Speaking of the tools, this lady has created a wonderful, wonderful app. One of the other awareness months that this is about autism. You guys, many of you know my story with autism. We had a young man that we took care of. We actually had two young men on the autism scale. It was a little more than I could handle for our first case or second case, but we're learning more about it. Cindy Fisher is joining us now. How are you doing, Cindy?
Hi, Zach. I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I want to thank you. And I want to thank you so much for coming back and joining us again this month. And I felt guilty because we kind of rushed you out the last time we got you in here and had to rush you out. Had a very long show, but really wanted to touch more on this app that you've created. Can you tell us about your Smart Steps mobile app, please?
Sure. Yeah. And I can say a little bit about it. And sometimes it's helpful to see what it looks like. So I noticed that the previous speaker shared a screen, so I could also share my screen and so people can see what it looks like.
Yeah, that would be great. If you look down on the bottom of the screen, there's a little button that says present.
Okay.
If you click on there,
Okay.
it'll say share screen.
Okay. And then let me get it open. Do you want me to do the like a short presentation, like about a 10-minute, or do
Sweetie,
you want
this
me
is your time. Whatever you want to do, you can do.
Okay.
You explain it the best of your ability, however you feel most comfortable.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see, let me get this open. And then I'll just do the whole screen. Okay. Okay, so can you see the slide now?
Not yet. When you hit the share screen, you pick the screen and then you hit share.
Okay. Share screen. Oh, PowerPoint. There we go.
And then you hit the share button on the bottom of the box.
Okay. I'm trying to get it to select the PowerPoint, but it doesn't. So I'll just do entire screen and see if that works. Okay, it doesn't look like it's sharing, is it?
No, not yet. It's not.
Okay, present, share screen, and then I hit share screen again. And the StreamYard Studio. If I click entire screen and click share, it's not sharing.
You click the screen that you want to share up top. And it should light up, and that should light up the share button. It should have two screens. And then once that share button lights up, then if you click it, it'll come to me.
Okay. Oh, it says Chrome has lost permission.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
I have to tell Chrome that it's okay.
Chrome always getting in the way.
Okay, I might have to quit and reopen. May not be able to record the contents of your screen until it is quit.
Uh-oh. I lost everyone. Well, we will get her back, hopefully here real soon. We'll see what happened there. Until then, I will just go on ahead and continue to say a few things. Here she is again. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I guess
we lost you. We lost you entirely there for a second. I was like, oh man, now I got to make stuff up.
It logged me off. entire screen. I'm just going to share the entire screen and see. Oh, it's still not. It wants me to restart Chrome. Okay, well, let me just talk about it then and see.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And then maybe next time when we come on, if you can email that to me, I can play it as you go.
Okay. Okay.
So,
all right. Okay, well, so I'll just talk about it then. So I was a special ed teacher, and I taught all different grade levels throughout my career. And at one point, I was working with 18 to 21-year-olds, and I did have students with autism and then intellectual and developmental disabilities. And so the local community college has some classes that they can take while they're still with the school system. And so I was on campus with them one time, and one of my students lost his backpack. He left it in one of the classrooms, and it had been relocated by someone who was, trying to be helpful, but we didn't know where it was, and we had to send him home without it. And I asked the autism specialist about it because, if you lose your backpack, you're going to be upset, but someone with autism, wouldn't have the the wherewithal to be able to talk them through something like that. And so you can imagine what the evening was probably like for him. So I wanted him to be able to take classes after he exited the school system, and not because he was high enough functioning that he really didn't need somebody with him all the time. But when he needed help, he needed it immediately. So she suggested that I make a flow chart, because he was able to memorize just a list of steps. Like, okay, if you're going to work out at the gym, you do this first, then you do this, then you do that. He could memorize that with just a conversation. And I mean, I made a visual checklist for him, but he didn't need it after we talked about it. So I thought, oh, well, the flow chart will work just great. And, but it didn't. He wasn't able to memorize it. So, and I thought, well, that's really not what education's about anyway. Education is about helping people figure out how to access resources. And so that's when I thought, oh, this would make a great app, because I can make a flowchart for him, but he's not going to carry around these paper flowcharts with him when he's going to college. He'll just get upset and yell and insist that somebody fix his problem. And that just doesn't work when you're on a college campus. So that's how I got started. And I was able to, I just did some networking. I, was able to locate some grant money, and so that's how we got to where it is right now. So what it does is it presents a list of options on the home screen, and then the person chooses a scenario, like, let's say my ride's late, and the next screen would say, take a breath. The first screen always is some kind of reassurance. And then the next screen asks, well, what kind of ride is it? Is it a someone you know? Is it a paid ride? Is it community transportation? And so you choose the button that fits, and then it offers suggestions like, I have the phone number, I don't have the phone number, I'm anxious, or, oh, well, my ride's here. So they always end up either on a success screen or a prompt call for help. And then on the help screen, for the premium model, they can add in their own contacts, and they can also edit the content. So the app is a free download, and it has probably a dozen or more different scenarios with the free download, and it's free on the App Store. And let's see, it also has some different tips at the bottom of the screen. it'll prompt them to, stay in the same, if they're waiting for their ride, that they should stay by the door or by the window so that they can see the ride coming. Don't, go out, don't go let the dog in the backyard because you might miss your ride, things like that. And then if they're going to call someone, it gives them some social scripting. So at the bottom of the screen, it might say, are you here yet? Or how much longer will it be before you get here? Something like that. And then there's a speaker button there. And so if they're not good at talking on the phone, or if they just don't feel like it, they can press the speaker button and it will talk for them. It can also be used if the person's not a good reader.
Okay. Well, let me go on ahead and do this real quick. This is the video that is attached to your website. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go on ahead and share this with everyone
Great.
real quick.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. This app, and that's one of the reasons why you and I, when you and I first met, I was telling you that there is so much potential in this, because I did have the experience with a couple of young men who had autism, and there is so much that gets caught up in their minds that if everything is not like they want it to be, it's there was an episode of a famous TV show where he said it's like wearing that itchy sweater, and he said in his mind, and and that's really the way it is, that to where you and I can take and go, whatever, it is what it is. That's not the way that they see things. They see things in like, this isn't right. This isn't right. This is gonna make this more difficult. This is gonna make this more difficult. This isn't right. This isn't right. And unfortunately, that it'll take and it'll hamper all day long, and it really gets things going off in a weird position, in a weird way for them. So, what was it about? What was it that really got you thinking? Okay, the app is obviously the best way to go, because like you said, the flow chart, you're right. Having somebody sitting there trying to fumble through papers, I don't see that as being a good way to go. But what was it about the app? Were you accustomed to building apps? Were you accustomed to using apps? What was it about the app that was like, this is what we should do?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not a developer. The grant money actually went to pay a developer to put this together. So I knew what it needed to look like. And so I just drew it up and explained what it needed to, how it needed to operate. So I really like the idea of the phone because, number one, kids love phones. Number two, it's something they're always going to have with them. And it's something that is normalized. They're not going to look different by checking their phone. And they could even just like excuse themselves to the bathroom. Like, let's say they run into an awkward social situation. Someone's asked them a question and they're not really sure how to handle it. Maybe they're out to dinner and somebody asked them to pay the bill. and they're not really sure, they need some kind of response and they're not sure how to handle it, they could excuse themselves to the bathroom and look up some ideas and then go back and handle it successfully without anyone knowing that they got some help from their phone.
Right.
So that and just the fact that, flowcharts they have a lot of information, and I just don't know of another way for them to have it easily accessible, because I wanted it to help them be independent in the community, be able to work or go to community college or college, go out with friends, and not have to have someone with them just in case they need help.
Look, the one thing, and I don't care if a person has autism or anything else, the one thing that is very important to everyone, to us as a human species, is our independence. And being able to do anything alone is very important to all of us. And to have somebody there to, and please understand, I'm not trying to make this sound degrading, but it's almost the way that you feel. If somebody's always watching over you, it's like you're being babysat. And for some people, that just really gets to you after a while. So this is a wonderful, the program that you built here. I just absolutely love it. I know that I personally see so many uses for this. We've got elderly parents in my house that after you and I talked, they're downloading this app, and it's going to be helpful to them because, look, I don't remember things like I used to. I believe it was Melissa who told you, you know what, I'm going to download this app because it's going to help me remember things. She's younger than I am. So, yeah. And me, myself, I don't know what I'm going to do from 1 minute to another. So, I'm not sure if this is going to, if it's going to help me too much, but with the mapping process, with the mapping plan it's got, it might help me out of certain things. I'll tell you, out of certain situations myself.
Yeah, it could be somewhere to store information that you don't use very often, but you might need it. I was talking with campus security, and they were saying that they could store, like, how do you turn the water off in each building, or how do you turn the lights on the baseball field? So when they have somebody new and they're working nights, then they could look it up in the app rather than calling someone, at home. So yeah, it's basically just a piece of software now that allows people to write their own content. And it also allows group licensing. So if a family wanted to, family classroom, an employer wanted to create content for themselves and share amongst their group, then that's super easy to do.
Yeah, I know. And I did mention this to you before. One of our brand new partners, she creates these wonderful bracelets. Mine looks like it has my logo on it, and people scan my bracelets and it takes them to my business card. I really think that having this, I don't know who was talking to Alexa, but she thought she had to pop in and tell me the forecast for tomorrow, I guess. But I really think that there could be something that you guys could work together on, to where if somebody was wearing their bracelet and say they're in a situation where they're feeling a little lost, it could help explain that situation. Kind of like a medical bracelet on steroids, really, that says, hey, if you find this person and they're agitated or they're irritated, scan this QR code. It'll take you to somewhere where it can help you help them out of that situation. I just, I mean, it's really dealing with people with other issues or with with that are differently abled is it's a different world. It really is. And you coming from a teaching background and an educational background, you know that better than most. We have started down a path to where we're starting to understand that a little bit better. Where do you think we should go next to make this, to get us to an even better level of understanding and helping people out? How can we utilize your Smart Steps app to make lives better for everyone?
I would love to see it used in the workplace, where employers can store like their employee manual for employees in the field, who aren't sitting at a desk and can't look, don't have a computer right in front of them. I don't know if that's what you're after, but that's what I see, because it isn't something just for people with disabilities. It's got the capability to just store information that all of us need, because all of us are in positions where we're in a new situation, whether we're traveling to a new country. We've got, I know in my city, we're going to have some big worldwide events here in a couple of years. And so there are going to be people who are in new situations who need to know, what do I do if I get sick? What do I do if I get lost? Where are the bathrooms? Where's the, changing tables for the babies? And, there's so many things in our world that require us to figure it out as we go. So, and we have more mental health issues than we've had before. A local theme park said they'd like something like that for their visitors. And maybe it's because they have visitors from all over the country or all over the world. I'm not sure. Or maybe they have stressful things that happen and they're not sure, like if they fall and twist their ankle, where do they go, to get help?
Yeah, the medic tents and stuff like that. That's again, such a great idea. I mean, it really is. And it's funny that it's not funny. It's amazing that it came from, from impractical, an impractical situation. It's like, wait, I can't give this to this person. This person's not always going to be have people around, but this really gives them to have something around. I loved in the animation how it had the different listings, and the first one up top was dad. Call dad, and these are all things that you can you can design them to you, correct?
Yes. And the one thing that I really like about it is that it really puts puts the app user in the decision making position. There's no right or wrong answer as they work through it. It's multiple choice, but there's not a right answer. There's no answer key. And it's really based on their preference at that moment. So they could call dad, or they could call the neighbor, or they could call the job coach, who, depending on who they've got entered in there. And, they can look at, well, what time of day, because our any of us working through something, it's going to depend on where are we at the moment. Are there people around to ask for help? What time of day is it? How much time do we have to solve the problem? Do we feel like just asking somebody nearby for help? Or would we prefer texting someone on the phone to ask them? So that's what I really like, is just that it gives lots of choices, as anyone should have.
Oh yeah, and like you said, if you find yourself in a difficult situation, look, the first thing that you always get told is breathe. Because you forget to do simple things like that. Imagine being able to pick up your phone and go, okay, like you said, I'm in this new territory. What are some of the first things I need to think about before I start losing my ever-loving mind? And you can have that list on there that you can take and familiarize yourself with. I think it's wonderful. I think that I think this program is wonderful to go. How many different packages are on the Smart Steps program?
Right now there's the free version, and then the individual account they can pay monthly or by the year, and then the group licensing would just be arranged with that group depending on how many. Although I do have a price structure on the website, starting with can be just 2 or 3 people on the low end, and then say if it was a college campus, then it could be thousands of people. And those prices are on the website. So yeah. And then I've also been learning more about how people can get this paid for, because some people are on it, and I'm talking about adults with disabilities. Some people are on waivers, Medicaid waivers, or they might know it as home and community-based services. And then some states, people get their services through an insurance company. It's called Managed Care Organization. And then other states are more waiver-based. And like a state near where I am, they have state money, and then each county has money. And sometimes someone has left some money in their will for a certain situation, like say for technology. And so the case manager just has to be aware of all of the different ways that they can get this funded. If they're working with a job coach through Voc Rehab, then they can also help them somewhat with technology, like in the first year. I think VR will sometimes pay for the first year, and then the worker would pick up the cost after that. So
I would say the most important thing for you to do is go on to your cell phone's operating system and download the app today, Smart Steps, and download it and see what it will help you with, because each person's going to have, first off, it's great because it's individualized. This isn't one shop fits all. This is going to work for you and your needs. As we've already said, who couldn't use to, give their brain a day off for every once in a while, or at least a minute off. So with everything that we've got going on in this goofy world, it's a really good thing. Tell me this, what's next?
I am keeping a list of features that people want added. So like I was talking over the weekend about people would like more data analysis. They want to be able to see, like, say, if parents have purchased this for their family, they want to see if their child is using it, where they're located, and so that just allows them to see how's their day going, what are they struggling with, and then they might be able to have a conversation about that later to see, hey, I noticed that you're dealing with such and such, every day. Is there something we need to do so that you're not, to prevent that from happening? And then let's see, I do want to streamline the login process. When you were talking about downloading the app, there is another step. You have to go to the website that you just had pulled up a few minutes ago, and you create an account on the website. And because a lot of people, and I wanted to mention that because a lot of people will download the app and then not know how to get logged in. The App Store description does say to go to the website, but who looks at that? The App Store won't allow me to have a link on there because they're creating an account off of the App Store. So,
and
So if
Right here is your register now button.
let's see, go up to the top of the website, and there's see the two green buttons. There's a login button or a create account button. So you click
Okay.
on either one of those, and then you can create a free account.
There
Yeah.
we go. All right. And so it's going to ask you for your, of course, you're going to, and here we go. There's also the plans. So
Yeah.
$5.99 a month,
Uh-huh.
$59 for the annual plan, and a group plan. So, but there's nothing on here that, look, let's be honest, this is all stuff that if something happens and you need assistance, that's all information that you're going to need anyway. Obviously not the password, but you want to make sure that you're safe there.
Yeah, and the reason for the address and phone number would be if you there's a profile screen on the app. So if you click on the upper right hand corner, it goes to that screen, and it's got your address and phone number. And if you have entered contacts, it will have the help screen contacts on there too. And so that way you could show it to a police officer or whatever, because, and I wanted that because most of these features are on there because I've experienced it in some way. But, we've all heard the stories on TV about, someone with a disability running into trouble with police. They don't realize what's going on. And so they're not like asking them, what do you need, or trying to talk to them in a certain way. So the person could show them their screen. And of course they do have to be close enough, and the person has to be able to retrieve their phone and open it up. But there's also an open notes text box in there. So the person could say, if you try to ask me questions, I'm not going to respond to you, but please call my grandma, or please say these words to me. And that will help calm me down. Or I'm afraid of dogs, which would be important if the policeman has a dog with them.
Right.
So and that's part of the free app. So that in itself could be useful.
I almost wonder if maybe there would be a way that you could create a like a customizable, maybe phone cover that would be recognizable to officers. And that way, if they pull out this phone, the officers would know, oh, wait a minute, we're dealing with somebody with a need here. Let's calm the temperature and relax a little bit.
I mean, that. Yeah.
Maybe there's a little way that that something like that could happen, and really, once again, calm the mood and make things move a little bit smoother.
That's a great idea. I like that.
So, well, I love this, like I said, and the best way for people to get a hold of you is at connect@smartstepsforme.com, connect@smartstepsforme.com, and then of course the website is smartstepsforme.com. Go on there, set up your free account, check it out.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear from people. So if you found a creative way to use it, I'd love to hear about that. Like Zach, if your parents are liking particular scenarios, I'd love to hear that, because people have said that this could work with older people, and that just hasn't been an avenue that I've pursued, but I hear that a lot. So I'd love to know.
Look, as business people, we never think of every scenario. Let's be honest, we never think of every scenario. So this is just one chance for everyone to get out there and go, you know what? I know that this probably wasn't built for this scenario, but this is what I use it for, and it is wonderful. So this is just another chance for us to try to investigate and help others out. But smartstepsforme.com is where to go. Cindy, thank you very much for coming back and participating. And thank you very much for thinking about this, because again, this is a great program, and it's the simplicity of it is amazing, and it's just, again, with what we went through, this would have made things so much easier at a lot of times, because we did have situations with, I forgot my basketball, and forgetting this basketball led to a ball rolling in situations that escalated very quickly. Because of the wiring of the brain and everything, there were different ways of seeing things. So as a person who does understand this a little bit, I mean, your innovation here is remarkable.
It does give people security, knowing that they can take an action and they can focus on the words on the screen and slow down that response just a little bit. Yeah. And that's what I've heard, that even if, there's a lot of people who just use the free download, and the button that says I am anxious, that one seems to be a popular one. I had a young man emailed me from Europe, and he had somehow bypassed the firewall so he could get in, because I didn't have it listed in a European store, app store. And somehow he knew how to bypass the firewall so he could download it.
Well, hey, look, once a firewall's put up, somebody's trying to find a way to come get around it. So,
yeah.
But Cindy, I want to thank you so very much again for coming back on and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Keep up the great work, and let's definitely keep let's keep in touch, and that way we can continue to work with you and see what we can do to make to get this into the hands of more people, because I think that again, the overall usage of this app, I think, is beyond what we're even looking at. So but real quick, once again, I am just wanting to play the video one last time. Just again, fantastic. So thank you so very much.
Thank
Cindy,
you.
let's make sure we keep in contact. Okay.
We'll do. Thanks, Zach.
All right. Thank you. Cindy Fisher with, just let's be honest. It's Smart Steps is going to be great for all of us. Especially, look, I tell everybody that my program, Community Pay It Forward, is very simplistic. It has to be simplistic. It was thought of by a simpleton. Try to keep things simple and try to keep things as straight as you can. You don't know how well you're going to react to a panic situations at different moments in life. Okay, sometimes you're going to be more stressed. There's other times that you're going to be able to handle things a little bit easier. Look, you slam your finger in the car door, You're going to think of things a lot differently than when you stub your toe in the bedroom. Okay. You're not going to be thinking straight, and you'll probably if you're anything like me, you're going to come up with words for your new vocabulary. But, it is what it is. So once again, please make sure you go and check this out. It's smartstepsforme.com, smartstepsforme.com. I will put a tag, I'll tag that on the description on the YouTube channel, so you'll be able to find it and go and visit it. And like she said, email her, tell her, hey, you know what? This was my situation. This is what we used it for. And share with everybody. You share these situations, people are going to be able to utilize the services a lot more. They're going to be able to do things a lot better. So please share your situation with other people, help people out, help people carry on. Well, we've come just about to the end of the show. I do have a couple really cool announcements to make. Once again, we are starting to build Families, Cubs, and Causes. We are hoping to get Families, Cubs, and Causes the second year going this year. We're hoping for late summer or mid to early fall, to where we're going to be able to work with a couple of the local sports teams here in Northern Colorado and do some great things with families and teach, families about the nonprofits that are in this area, the nonprofits that are available everywhere, and allow businesses to be where people are at. And so the process is very simple. We ask you to come set up a booth. And when you set up a booth, we're asking you to sponsor a nonprofit as a business owner. So you get 2 booths. Let me try this again in English, because, that's what I do. You get 2 booths for the price of 1. You get a booth for you and a booth for a nonprofit. That nonprofit's going to be able to take and write this off because you sponsored them. You get a little bit of a write-off. Every sale you make at the event, we ask you to give us a small portion back. But that small portion is going to result in a donation to one of the nonprofits that are there at the event. Every receipt that we receive back, at least 80% of that receipt, of that referral that comes back to us, goes to a nonprofit that's come and joined us. So it's a great way to for people to show the support for all the missions everywhere. If you are not part of our mailing list, please let me know. All of our partners that are out there, please check your inbox tomorrow. My great friends, the Darringtons, have started a new business, and they are wanting to build the new shirt for us. And this new shirt has a wonderful, cool looking design. And if you are partnered with Community Pay It Forward, either as a mission partner, a sponsorship partner, or a giving partner, you can get your logo on this shirt for a limited time only, and show people that you're proud to be able to support people, and you're proud of the work that we are doing together. Because remember, Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. So let's come together and let's make this happen. Hey, everybody, please remember, as I was saying earlier, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Make sure you're doing something every day to lighten someone's life. If you got an extra hoodie, it doesn't fit you anymore, don't put it in a yard sale. Do you need that quarter that bad? Put it in your car, give it to somebody in the community who is dealing with the elements. If you make too much food one night, put it in the old hillbilly Tupperware. Throw it in an old butter bowl. When you do that, take it to somebody who's suffering, dealing with hunger. Small steps, folks. Small steps mean the biggest changes in someone else's life. Let's do things Let's do things for each other. Look, we got to take care of each other. We're all we got. Okay? Make sure you love somebody out there, because somebody out here loves you. My name is Zach Clayton. CommunityPayItForward.us. CommunityPayItForward.us. Anytime you need me, reach out to the website, CommunityPayItForward.us. You can also send me a text message, 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751, or the website. Either or, it's how you can get a hold of me. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's be helping some people out, okay? We will see you next week with Melissa, and we will see what else is going to be going on. But right now, I just want to say thank you very much, and thank you to our great friend, Mr. Steve Solis.
Stepping out of her fear, bring me home. Out alone, show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.